Okay, let's look at this. This is the Chicago Police Department, and you're going to find this same symbol everywhere for police departments. Okay, all over the big cities they got them especially. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the inside here. You see how you have lines going one way, then you see them going the other way? Okay, well that's your 4 square, right? But the fact that they go different directions gives it a 3-dimensional look. Because here, this little line right here would be the edge of the cube. Okay? So that's what they're doing here. But anyway, my point in this video here is we know that this is Masonic. The Masonics get their stuff from the Jews. The Jews stole their stuff as raiders of the Lost Ark out of Babylonia and Egypt. Okay? And to see proof positive of that, all you have to do is watch a National Geographic or History Channel, and when you see somebody talking about the pyramids, you'll notice it's either an American or a British guy. And every now and then they got a Jewish guy. But you never see a guy from Iraq. You never see a guy from any of those other countries talking about it. You never see a guy from Egypt talking about it. When he's been there, his family's been there for 50 generations. It's somebody else telling you what the story is. So this here, we know this is called the Masonic check. And we know that this goes back to Egypt. And we know that it goes back to Babylonia. And we know that it's tied to a whole bunch of other places. The point being is, how can you expect to get justice from a police department that's owned, run, and created by the Jews? You can't. They created the system as a protective barrier to them. They make all the gun laws. They do all of this stuff. And this all goes back to them being God's chosen people. And the only reason them bastards are existing right now, the only reason is because they got the Europeans involved, and they built an army. They built an army. And what they've done is exactly what they're doing in Afghanistan, and exactly what they did in Iraq, is they went in and they beat everybody into submission. Okay? If it would have been done with the name of communism, oh, it would have been terrible. But if you do it in the name of democracy, that means you're trying to help. Thank you for killing my family members, so I'll be better. Oh, and remember, don't bully. See how ludicrous this is? How can you expect to get justice from something that has this on their building, that the Chicago police officers wear on their hats, when you know what it's tied to? This fascist Saturn alien status and state. The symbols don't lie. The mouths of the politicians that have been bought off and paid for a long time ago do. All you gotta do is look at this. How can you call this justice? No, don't call it justice. Just call it just is. Because it just is. And that's all it is. It's not just it's just is. And you just is fuck today is you is gonna be tomorrow. Until people start looking and waking up and understanding what this is. This is all occultic. This symbol here is cutting you out of the equation. It's not there to serve and protect. What silly bullshit. What silly, silly bullshit. This transfers right over to the church. It transfers right over to the church. What makes you think for 1 second that there's something in there that cares about your ass? You silly, stupid bastards.